Hello, welcome back to Faces of Truth, where we attempt to help Americans think for themselves again, and in the process, spread truth throughout the minds of humanity. My name is Alexander McCauley. During this episode, I'd like to talk about the motivation for going off-grid. In the recent years, there's been a tendency to emphasize disasters coming that will change society irreparably, to try and push people onto sources of energy that are less efficient than what we've been on for the last 150 years. Basically, politicians and environmental warriors, I guess you could call them, they've been feeding us lies to terrorize us into complying with their measures. I'm not going to get into those lies this episode, but this is basically what they have been doing. They've been terrorizing us into compliance with their political, their way of remedying the problem. What we should have been doing, as far as supplemental energy is concerned, is emphasizing the fact that instituting supplemental energy systems on an individual basis would increase independence. The thing is, the people that are advocating supplemental energy right now, they happen to also advocate another centralized plan that would equalize the income of all people. Known as communism during the Cold War, and known as socialism or Nazism, aka fascism, during World War II. Basically, it's that all things must be centralized within the government and regulated by the government. This never works. And they always have to enforce their policies by terrorism. Now, during our day, these people accuse those who desire to be independent of being terrorists. This is a little bit on the interesting side, because it's them that are constantly resorting to terrorist tactics to get we the people to comply with their measures. Terrorism is not something to build a strong nation on. It's something to build a network of slavery on. And as we continue to go into what they call the Great Reset, the emphasis will be on turning those that are less than corporate moguls into slaves of the state and the corporate moguls. This is what communism always devolves into. Everyone in the populace is basically becomes equally poor, where politicians and government-run businesses become excessively rich and they leech off of their people. What we see is most of the competition or most of the revenue brought in by businesses that are a competition for government businesses is taken away, and only a few dollars per thousand taken is given back to those who are deemed less fortunate, to make them think the government is on their side. Anyway, this being said, the terrorist attacks continue to go on. Misinformation, bad fabricated data, and all of a sudden we see ourselves without enough energy to survive the longer winters they're inducing by their climate policies, reducing carbon emissions to a neutral level so that we can cool the climate down, etc. Future episodes I'll cover this, but in this one I wanted to communicate the fact that news media, government, and the corporate globalists are constantly using terrorist tactics to manipulate us into compliance with their model of what we should be living like, which is an equal opportunity poverty for poverty. In doing so, they desire to keep the average citizen down and subject to themselves, so that eventually they can come to dominate and even control the population. The system doesn't work. It never has worked. And until we get motivated by the proper mindsets, such as individualism, the desire to improve things on a personal level, the desire to build businesses, etc., we will not see a better world until everyone gets the mindset of becoming a business owner, a job maker, etc. Those who have built businesses but that don't desire competition will continue to try and push this agenda of making things more scarce, by cooling down the planet, and over-regulating the public. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this presentation, please like, subscribe, comment, even if you didn't like it, and ask some questions, and please share. If you happen to be a content creator, you can also use clips from this presentation if you enjoyed it that much, or if you want to criticize my information on your stream. This has been Faces of Truth Live. No. I keep on doing that because I've got a live stream that I do on Facebook because I can't live stream on YouTube yet. But called it Faces of Truth Live. But no, this is Faces of Truth, where we attempt to help Americans think for themselves again, and in the process spread truth throughout the minds of humanity. Stay free, and I'll see you next time.